recording. And again, I'm looking at orbs, and I will go over to where my light source is, so you see that. Wait a minute, let me find it. My goodness. Can't find my light source. Haven't. I guess I'm too close to it. There it is. There it is. There's the light source. Oh, look at all that color coming out of that. Well, that's just a little LED lamp I got at IKEA. Now look how orbs come out from the light. I'm going to go back and forth here. And as they come out, they're already full of design of this. You know, I think light, it's like Walter Russell said, the two lights that God created are like a tapestry weaver. Doesn't this look like tapestry? Like a rug or something like that? It's got these bright spots and all these colors and a design. Now, I can see this with the naked eye, but now lately my camera is able to get it. Don't know why, but lately I'm able to get it with a camera. I always wanted to show it to everyone here, but I thought, well, I'm going to have to draw it, and I could never draw all of this. It looked too complicated to even begin, because there's just so many things to it, and you don't see it all at once with the naked eye, that you can just still make a still snapshot in your mind of it and then draw it. You have to look back and forth at what you draw, and each time I would look back, I would be in another portion of it, so it was just impossible to think of trying to draw this. I think this is another kind of dimension of light. Maybe it doesn't even have a name, I don't know. All I know is I'm able to capture it with my camera. And I'm showing you here that all around you, I'm just in my bedroom. And this color is just in the light. I go again to the light source, show you how it comes out of the light. And all these colors are in the light spectrum that comes out into the room. Now, the room is mostly dark, it's just this one light on. If you had the room too light, if it was daytime and too much light was coming into the room from the window, you would just get a white orb. You wouldn't get all this color. It takes the darkness, and I think even the time of day, I read somewhere that some things are easier to access in the evening than they are in the middle of the day. And maybe this dimension here shows up better because of the time of day it is. Conjecturing on my part, yes, because I don't know the answer to what it is that I'm looking at. I'm just moving about. Sometimes you'll see something in the background, like if I go up pretty high, we'll get a little bit of this thing I have hanging from my ceiling, and sometimes it will create a little reflection. I'm not getting it this time, but this is beautiful, and it's all around us, and I'm amazed that I haven't gotten more reactions to this. It's like, okay people, I'm showing you another dimension. I don't think you've been shown it before. And anyone can get it, I suppose. I challenge people, take pictures like this. It's a form of art, if nothing else. But it is something else. It's quite a lot. It's something else. It is another dimension of light that is all around us. We are energy, and we are swimming in a sea of energy. And there's so many dimensions around us. I think there's just countless dimensions, probably. And this is just one of them. Sometimes I see little things in the light that look like little light creatures. Now I'm going to go over to the other side of the light and see what kind of orbs I get there. I get the round orb because I'm using a glass marble to get the reflection of a shiny spot on that glass marble. And with this light in the background, that shiny spot reveals to you what is in this room that's very colorful. And it's not just my wall. My wall's pretty colorful, but no, it's not colored like this. I'm moving around a lot, so you see different portions of this. Now I'll tell you, when you start seeing things like this, and you can't show it to anyone, you just see it in your own perception, then it's very hard to tell other people about it without them thinking you're maybe going a little bonkers. But now I can show people this with a camera, taking a picture of what my eyes see. Better than what my eyes see it. I don't see it quite like this. I don't get this much color as the camera is picking up. And sometimes there's see in this one right here right now, there's little round, funny looking round things. It's like you're looking through water when you look in the orb. It's very liquid-like. And sometimes what you see is affected by whatever you have on your computer that's playing, be it beautiful music or be it something else. I think this light responds to emotions. I think we are connected to this light. We are part and parcel of it, but we're unaware for the most part. But I get the best pictures when I feel emotional. Even if it's a sad emotion, doesn't matter. It responds to emotions. Oh, look at that one. Isn't that pretty? Looks like a bullseye. Now, some people might not believe what I'm showing them here. They may think I'm some great photographer who knows how to do a lot of tricks, but I'm not. I know so little about the camera I'm using. It does so many things I haven't learned yet. And I don't intend to learn all of them. I just want to do what I want to do, and that's take pictures of these orbs. And I want to get people interested in this, especially people that could figure it out. People who are sensitives, who have some kind of connection with spirit, where they feel they can talk to spirit. I do my own self-talk with spirit, but I sometimes get through very wonderful things, but not always. This is another world. It's got to be. If it's just something the camera does, the cameras are amazing. Look, there's a little movement on another layer of little round things. Little tube-like things. Well, I see the tube-like things in the air in front of me anywhere I am, outside especially where it's real light. You squint your eyes and you can see little string-like things, wadded up strings, tube-like strings, bead-like strings, and they come zigzagging in front of my eyes. I don't have to see them. If I don't squint my eyes, I don't see them at all. So they're not something that's going to blur my vision. Only when I want to see them do I see them. At first, before I started looking at them, I just saw something on the surface of the pool water. And I thought, that looks like a worm. And I kept looking at it. I said, what is that? I squinted my eyes. And I saw there was more than one. And I thought, wow, this is really something. But now it's been several years since that day. And this is an evolving thing with me. I see more and more. It evolves with me. Not only that, looking at this light has caused me to have some light inside of my head. I know that sounds stupid, doesn't it? But when I press my eye with my finger on the inside of my eye, next to my nose, if I slightly put some pressure there, with my eyes closed, I can see a bright ring of light in my peripheral view. And it just flashes really bright, but I can't look right at it because it's in my peripheral view. But lately, it is moving closer and closer to the front view by degrees. And I'll be glad when it is completely in the front, because it's hard to look at something that's over in your peripheral view. I do think something's happening to us people. We're morphing. We're changing in some physical ways. I've noticed physical changes of me, not all of them pleasant. Sometimes I have a lot of pain, like with sinus conditions and flu-like symptoms, but I think they're part of the ascension symptoms. Either that or I'm becoming allergic to everything all around me all times of the year. I don't think I really am. I think that perhaps it's something more than that. Anyway, I have some other changes I can tell you about. One of them is that for years now, this has been several years, suddenly one day, several years ago, I discovered I did not sink in water, no matter what position I was in. And I don't mean I could float on your back. Most people can. I mean any position I got in. If I rolled myself up in a ball-like position, still I would not go underwater. My head would always stay above water, which made it really neat for swimming in the ocean, because I could get out there where the waves were real deep and I didn't have to swim to stay up, and I could just watch the waves go under me into the shore and not get tired and think, wow, it looks like, I feel like I'm pushing these waves to the shore. Because they would go under me and then out from me. Another thing I've noticed, and I hope you don't think I'm talking too much about myself. I'm saying this because maybe some of you have some similar experiences with changes and symptoms of the ascension. That's what I think they are. And another one is that on my scalp there's soft spots, several of them, and ridges on my scalp. Now these aren't very noticeable things to anyone other than myself, because unless a person, oh, I don't know how to put it, it's like, well, nobody can see your soft scalp or know that you float in water without even having to swim. So they're pretty good evidence to the person who has this happen, but nobody else would notice anything. I do think that we can get excited, the light workers, because things are happening all around us. A lot of people think, well, 2012 came and December the 21st came and went and nothing happened. Well, I think something happened that has been happening all along, because it didn't just happen on that day for me. These sort of changes have been going on for a long time, for several years. So light workers everywhere, get you a digital camera, get you a LED light, and get you some glass thing. It could be a glass ashtray, a glass wine glass, or marbles that are clear. And don't worry if they have little air pockets in them. You're going to focus the camera on the shiny part of the glass. That's what I'm doing. The camera is not going to be focused on looking through the marble. It's looking at a shiny spot. And when you think about it, this is a perfect place to see all this beauty, because are we not the shining out of the darkness ourselves? And isn't it the darkness itself that has shown us to be what we are? Because without a challenge, without some school ground to hone our skills in, we wouldn't be able to show our colors. So here you see this very colorful tapestry that's all around us. It's in this room, and I suspect it's in everybody's room. Now I can get orb pictures doing real similar to the way I get this. I can get them outside, but they're not quite as colorful. They're more white, but sometimes I get color in them. I'm going to have to do more outside orb taking of pictures. But I will tell you something. Don't get surprised if you find something like this and no one takes any notice. Your family members, people who know you. You get a little attention that maybe they think you're a little bonkers, but they don't seem to think that you've discovered anything extraordinary. And it's like, wow, this is the most special thing that's ever happened to me. And no response. Except I do get a few comments from people who see my videos, and I really welcome them, because I'm in a dry and barren land as far as having people around me who appreciate this sort of thing. Not that they're not supportive of me. They are, and my daughter helped me pick out this camera. And she encourages me in that way, but she doesn't ever look at any of the pictures I take. It's just not her thing, and I have to accept that, you know. People, when they're ready, they'll show the interest, but until they're ready, it's almost wrong to try to force anything on them. Well, it is wrong to force them to be interested in something that they're just not ready to be interested in. Because for so many people, the abiding thing they have to do is make a living, survival. And when they have some spare time, they don't want to research something like this. They want to watch television or any number of other things. It's when you get older that you get meditative about things, and you get to inquiring about more deeper subjects, I would say. When you're young and you're raising a family, it's just, how do I survive? How do I enjoy my life? I have to admit, I'm enjoying taking pictures of orbs and having friends out there from many, many places around the world. I get people who subscribe to my channel from all over the world. especially the Netherlands. They really are awakening people in those Netherlands, and in Australia, in the UK, in Canada. And sometimes I get people from Croatia. I got one from Israel the other day. But mostly my subscribers are from the US. I read lots of books on my channels in case you want to read them. I read about The Secret of Light. Walter Russell wrote that book. And I do think that because I'm interested in light and I've read his book and I've heard his words so many times, listening to my own recordings of having read his book and reading and rereading his book, that I've been granted this ability to have discovered this way of seeing light in a different way, because it's my heart's desire. And whatever is our heart's desire, if we pursue it and don't have fear, we have help getting to the place where we can fulfill our heart's desire. But where is it leading to? I do not know. I really don't. I don't guess I need to know. I'm just going to trust. This is so strange. And wonderful. Strange and wonderful. Well, I'm going to end it here. Let's see. I've gone 22 minutes. And maybe you're getting a little bored looking at all this light. All this colorful light. Tapestry. Beautiful. Interesting. Bizarre, even. Sometimes I see little light creatures, I call them. I don't know what else to call them, but they seem to flit about in front of the colors. And I see bubbles, like something were bubbling up through a liquid, like it were a breathing tube or something. You can sort of see a bubble right there. I wish I could get the interest of some quantum physicist or particle physicist. I will post this video on some of their sites. But so far, what I've posted, no one has yet recognized or answered me and said, hey, we want to know more about this, and I want them to ask me that. Only I won't be able to tell them too much more except how to get these pictures. I really don't have any idea how we relate to this dimension that I'm showing. But I'm sure it is something very unusual and wonderful. Well, I'm going to end now. And this is the Dove Lady, over and out.